Ah, yes, Jane Austen. She's the queen of manipulation. If you have ever read one of her novels, then you know exactly what I mean. Her characters are masters at manipulating other people to get what they want, all while maintaining their perfect angelic facades. So today we're going to be looking at 3 of the biggest manipulators from classic novels. But first, if you love talking about books and reading, then make sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our videos. 3. Mr. Rochester. When it comes to manipulators, you can't go past Mr. Rochester from Charlotte Bronte's Jane Eyre. This man was literally a professional at manipulation. And unfortunately, it works for quite a while. The way that he treats Jane is nothing short of manipulative. At times he is nice and sweet, giving her compliments and being an all-around good guy. But at other times, he is cold, distant, and outright cruel. He keeps Jane as his personal servant for years, and never once offers to pay her for her services. Then there's the time when he tells Jane that he is willing to marry her if she will leave with him immediately. When she refuses, he then tells her that he is already married and therefore cannot be with her. It is only after Jane runs away that he lets her know that his wife is actually dead. Now, this was not actually the first time that he had been manipulative towards women either. He had in fact done the same thing with D𝐚r𝐤, keeping her as his ward without ever letting her know that he loved her or that he would never marry her. In the end, it is Jane who realizes that something is unright and that Mr. Rochester is not being truthful with her. But by this point, she is so in love with him that she is willing to overlook his deceptions. And the novel ends with them happily ever after, even though it is clear that Jane is still being manipulated by her lover. Number 2. Lady Catherine de Bourgh. If you've ever read Pride and Prejudice, then you'll know exactly who I'm talking about when I say Lady Catherine de Bourgh. She is the very definition of a manipulator, and she uses every trick in the book to get what she wants. She is controlling, demanding, and downright nasty at times. But perhaps her greatest manipulation tactic is her ability to guilt-trip those around her. For example, when Elizabeth refuses to accept her proposal from her daughter, Lady Catherine goes into full-on guilt-tripping mode. She says things like, "You are young, Miss Bennet, and I am very far from wishing to hurry you into a compromiso, which might be disagreeable to you. But I must speak my opinion. I have been very friendly with your family, and particularly with your sister and your mother. You cannot suppose that I wish to be otherwise than kind to you, or that I would offer you advice which I really believe would be bad. No, no, my dear Miss Bennet, I only want what is best for you." Basically, she's saying that Elizabeth should accept her daughter's proposal because she has been so nice to her family in the past. But what Lady Catherine is really doing is using her niceness as a way to manipulate Elizabeth into doing what she wants. She thinks that she has done so much for Elizabeth's family that the young woman would be ungrateful not to accept her proposal. Of course, this is ridiculous. But Lady Catherine is a master manipulator, and she knows how to make people feel guilty. Fortunately, Elizabeth is not easily manipulated, and she sees through Lady Catherine's facade. She does not accept her daughter's proposal, and the 2 women remain at odds until the end of the novel. Number 1. Regina George. Okay, maybe not technically a classic novel, but come on. Regina George is the queen of manipulation in the book and movie series Mean Girls. She's a master manipulator, and she knows how to use her powers for evil. One of the most iconic scenes in the series is when Regina manipulates C𝐥a𝐬s𝐢c into wearing the infamous burn book, which ultimately leads to the destruction of Regina's own reputation. Katie is new in town, and Regina takes her under her wing, showing her the ways of the popular girls. However, Regina is not being sincere when she befriends Katie. She is only looking out for herself, and she uses Katie to further her own interests. For example, she encourages Katie to date D𝐚r𝐤s𝐢c, the most popular boy in school, just so that she can break up with him and make him chase after her. Regina is also the mastermind behind the burn book, a collection of nasty comments and secrets about the students at North Shore High. When Katie finds out about the book, she tries to warn the other girls, but they don't listen. They think that Regina is just trying to scare them. So Katie takes matters into her own hands and writes a fake entry about Regina in the book. This backfires on Regina, and the book becomes a school-wide sensation. Regina's reputation is ruined, and she loses her status as the most popular girl in school. In the end, Katie learns that Regina was only pretending to be her friend, and that she had been using Katie all along. Well, there you have it, 3 of the biggest manipulators from classic literature. Which one do you think is the worst? Let us know in the comments below. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe so that you don't miss any of our videos. We'd love to have you join our community of book lovers. And if you enjoyed this video, then we think you'll love our video on the most iconic love stories from classic literature. So click the link on your screen now to check it out. Thanks for watching, and happy reading.